I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through. I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go. The only thing that I know, you were my gravity, but now I had to leave. I will let you go. Why do you think that I want? Why do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity. 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 I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here as we continue on our race weekend from the Nashville Super Speedway. Cup Series drivers pull into this racetrack this weekend. A number of them ready and waiting to see who are going to be the 12 drivers that will move on here in the playoffs. This is the first elimination race of the season for the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series, and it is going to be a wild one for sure. But we first have to find out who is going to be making up the two final spots in tomorrow's starting lineup, as 5 non-charter qualifiers have appeared here this weekend, including Autumn Brooks, looking to pull the double once again. Autumn Brooks looking for her 20th career start here this weekend at the Nashville Super Speedway. 5-minute qualifying session expedited here, so putting a lot of emphasis on getting those first couple of laps down pat. Autumn Brooks showed some good speed here yesterday in qualifying on the light side, as she will start this afternoon's race from the outside of the front row. 3.5 minutes remaining. Autumn clocking in at a 31.019, only driver so far to take time, Kyle Langland. Now out on the track and currently on the clock. Kyle looking to make his 8th start of the season. Just behind him, Bryce Egan in the 9. Bryce looking for his 13th start this season in the Haas Racing entry, as he is now on the clock. Chris Dollerton's in the All-Star car this week, out of Blue Oval Automotive, as he's just now coming out onto the racetrack, and Hiccup Bush still sits on pit road, the rookie out of World NOS Racing. A little under 3 minutes remaining. Autumn Brooks slower that lap, but currently top of the board with a 30.904. His Hiccup makes his way on out. 30.996 for Kyle Langland. That's his fastest lap so far, putting him 2nd on the board. And Bryce Egan currently 3rd, as I believe that was his first official timed lap, a 31.123. Left to wait about a lap for Chris Dollerton's lap time to clock in, and there you see Hiccup Bush out on the racetrack right now, timing it pretty well. Could get a nice toe lap off of Bryce Egan in these next 2 minutes. We'll keep tabs on that as improvement for Bryce Egan. He jumps to 2nd on the board at a 30.918. Autumn Brooks, though, I think she's tried to ice everybody else out. 30.794 for the Spider-Man Mazda. No improvement there, though. 30.812. So that might have been her flyer lap right there, that 30.7. Langland might have just hit his flyer lap, 30.840, but top of the board goes Bryce Egan at a 30.741, and Hiccup Bush with a 30.827. If he can get a nice toe lap here, I think this is going to be his money lap coming up. He'll probably jump into the 7s. The question is, though, Can he beat a 7.94? If he does, Hiccup Bush goes to second, and Brooks falls below the cut line. Here we go. Minute remaining, and he does indeed beat it. 7.43 for Hiccup Bush. As a matter of fact, that is 0.02 off of Bryce Egan's fastest lap. Egan actually just ran a 7.44, 7.43 for Hiccup Bush. Can he pick up another 0.03? If he can, Hiccup Bush will be the fastest here this weekend for the Go or Go Homers. Let's see. We lost a little ground there off of 4. I don't think this is going to be an improved lap time. Nope, I'm wrong. It was improved. 7.01 for Hiccup Bush. Top of the board. And these two drivers, by benefit of finding each other on the racetrack, it looks like they're going to be the two that are going to move on. Langland, Brooks is on pit road. I think she's basically acquiesced, realizing she's not going to go to the top 2 speeds here with zeros on the clock. Chris Dallerton's coming to pit road too. Really no speed out of that 82 car. 30.85 for his fastest lap. The benefit of the draft. These two hook it up, and they're both going to race here tomorrow afternoon. Hiccup Bush will be making his third start of the season, as in his 2 previous starts. He's finished in the top 10 in both of them, and Bryce Egan will make his 13th start on the season, as Bush, the fastest here in Go or Go Home qualifying, nearly hit a 30.7 flat, just a 1,000th slower. But a lot of speed in that race car, as is the case for Bryce Egan. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to have that co-opetition. Find each other on the racetrack and let the draft do its thing. Zeros are on the clock. I was going to say, the session was not yet concluded. Now it is. And there's your top 2 that are moving on. Hiccup Bush and Bryce Egan. Autumn Brooks, Kyle Langland, and Chris Dallerton. They will just miss out. We'll see all 3 of those drivers later on this afternoon in the Light Series race here from Nashville Super Speedway. So we will now take a quick break. They will file out the other 40 chartered drivers onto pit road, and we'll get ready to find out who's going to get the pole position for our first elimination race of the season here in the Next Gen Cup Series in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Qualifying continues right after this. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed what you're watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. Final round of qualifying getting set to be run here. Very congested racetrack now with all 42 drivers. They'll be participating in tomorrow afternoon's race, taking to the racetrack. 10 minutes already have begun. We'll see who's going to be that first one to jump off of pit road. Interesting scenario we've got coming into this first elimination race, as all 16 drivers technically are still in the hunt to move on to the next round. Nobody is locked in, as we have had back-to-back playoff races where a non-playoff driver has gone to victory lane. Eric Monaco back at Gateway, and then last week Connor Breton picking up his 3rd win on the season. But remember, multi-time winner during the regular season was not in the top 30 in points by the time we got to the regular season finale. And so his 3rd victory, it's great, but it does not in any way affect the current playoff grid. So all 16 drivers right now still trying to get in on points. Of course, if any of our 16 drivers go to victory lane here tomorrow afternoon, they're locked in to the round of 12, and we will be going through the field here, documenting all 16 of those drivers, where they are in relation to the 12th in the standings cut line, and what they are going to need in order to ensure they're moving on to the next round. There are a few drivers that there is a scenario where they could finish high enough tomorrow without a victory to advance into the round of 12 via points. So we'll cycle through here and look for those gold playoff spoilers. We'll start with Nathan Orbit in the 23. Now Nathan comes into this one after the first two playoff races, 15th of the playoff contenders, 15th in points I should say. The cut line of 12th in the standings, though, for Nathan Orbit is only 6 points ahead. So very, very close. Much like if you tuned into our qualifying session here for the Light Series yesterday, we mentioned how 7th through 10th are super close. Well, 9th through 16th are really, really close here coming into this elimination race, points-wise. And we'll document all of that here as we tell you about some of those other drivers that are down either just below or just above the cut line we are referring to of 12th in the standings. Dustin Bolin. Destin is 7th in points coming into this one. He's 26 points out of the points lead, and he is a total of 16 points ahead of the cut line, that being 12th in points. For Destin Bolin being only 16 points ahead of the cut line, that means that tomorrow afternoon he would need at least a top 10 to confirm that he is moving on through points to the next round of the playoffs, the 4-time winner out of Young Motorsports. RJ Bishop, he went into Road America last week below the cut line, left above the cut line. He's 10th in the standings. He is a total of 5 points, though, a meager 5 points ahead of that 12th in the standings cut line. So looking to build off of last week, and right now showing some pretty good speed as he's currently showing top 10 in the running order. Just jumped up into the top 5 as a matter of fact. Reggie Fogelman. Reggie coming into this race, the current points leader in the playoff stage. He's had the best 2 playoff races so far of the championship contenders. The important number for him is 42. He is 42 points ahead of that cut line. Most points a driver can get during the course of a race is 47 points. So for Reggie Fogelman, he's got the easiest job going into tomorrow afternoon's race. Top 25 finish, and Reggie Fogelman is moving on to the next round of the playoffs. Jack Mitchell jumped up 6 spots in the standings after a great run last week, was in the conversation for the victory at Road America. He's now 5th in the point standings. He is a total of 17 points ahead of the cut line, much similar to Dustin Bolin, a solid top 10, maybe even a top 15, and he would lock himself into the next round via point standings. Levi McIntyre, 4th in the point standings, coming into this one. Levi's done a good job here. He and Nick Gunther, remember, ended up being the 15th and 16th seeds when the playoffs began because neither one of them went to victory lane. They didn't have any bonus points to build off of via victories during the course of the regular season. And in the last 2 races, Levi has been able to climb himself from 15th in points up to 4th in the standings. He is a total of 21 points out of the points lead. He is a total of 21 points ahead of the cut line. So for Levi, he just needs a solid top 20 run here tomorrow afternoon, and he's moving on to the next round. There's Jacob Busch, who was fastest of our go or go homers, though, just moments ago. Connor Breton, last week's winner. Daniel Voiles, a couple of playoff drivers in this group. Actually, looks like about 5 of them. Daniel Voiles, he comes into this one 9th in the points standings. He's another driver that was below the cut line starting Road America and jumped up above it at the conclusion. He is 35 points out of the points lead, and he is a total of 7 points ahead of the cut lines. For Daniel Voiles, he'd be in that top 5 to borderline top 10 range that he has to finish tomorrow in order to move on through points. Summer Henson coming into this one 14th in points. This is a driver that started above the cut line and now finds herself below. Summer is currently a total of 45 points out of the points lead, but only 3 points below that cut line of 12th in the standings. So, as I said, it's really, really close. Matt Haas is the 16th driver of the 16 playoff contenders. He has had the worst 2 starts so far here in the playoff system, as he is a total of 10 points below the 12th in standings cut line coming to this one. Needs to get something going, does the 3-time winner. And right now, Matt Haas is 11th on the board. Alexander Rowe, 38th right now on the speed charts, as he comes into this race 8th in points. He is 27 points out of the points lead, and he is 15 points ahead of the cut line. So he'd be in the top 10 range of where he would need to finish. Michael Norman, 19th on the speed charts right now. Michael 6th in the standings, 26 points out of the points lead, and 16 points ahead of the cut line. So he would fall also into the category of top 15 tomorrow. Carson Gum, he is 3rd in points. He's 11 points out of the points lead, and he is 31 points to the good ahead of the cut line. So for Carson, he just needs a top 25 run here to move on to the next round via points. Ryan Brommer is 6 points out of the points lead, 2nd in overall standings, and he is a total of 36 points ahead of the cut line. So tomorrow afternoon, a top 30 run, I believe, would move him on to the next round. Nick Gunther, he's 13th in points. He is only 1 point below the cut line. Had a decent run last week, jumped up from 16th to 13th in the standings. 4th on the board right now here in qualifying, so he'll have good starting track position. Eric Sadler, we're going to see him in the lights race here later on today. 7th on the charts right now. He just ran his fastest lap of the session. Eric is 11th in points, 1 point to the good above the cut line. So the pendulum could shift one way or the other for driver number 12. And I've yet to find our cut line driver that we're going to be talking an awful lot about. There he is, James Qualls, 12th in the standings coming into this race. A lot of pressure on James. Needs a good run. He needs to finish ahead of Gunther, Henson, Ormond, Haas. He could also bypass drivers like Eric Sadler, RJ Bishop, and Daniel Foyles, who are all within striking distance. As a matter of fact, Qualls is only, 16 points behind Michael Norman, Destin Bolin, Alexander Rose. So if Qualls can get a top 5, top 10 run here and finish ahead of a lot of those drivers I just mentioned, Qualls could point his way in. But I think if you're a cut line driver, I feel like you got to be going in with a must-win mentality. You can't be playing defense. One driver that might be looking at a must-win mentality here tomorrow afternoon, still searching for that first career victory, is Benjamin Snyder. He's top of the board. Snyder looking for his 2nd pole on the season. A 30.417 has him currently the fastest here in Nashville, as Blue Ovals currently have swept the top 3 positions with RJ Bishop in 2nd, Destin Bolin in 3rd. As a matter of fact, Bishop and Bolin tied to the 1,000th. RJ Bishop going to get the best 10,000th for the lap to be on the front row. Bolin will have to settle for inside of row 2. Reggie Fogelman is the highest Toyota in 5th. Nick Gunther the highest Mazda in 4th. And James Qualls is the highest Chevrolet. The cut line driver, 12th in points, in 6th. Just eyeballing it here, looks like we have a total of, I believe, 6 playoff contenders that are going to start up inside of the top 10. All 6 of them inside of the top 7. And 3 of them, well, technically 4 of them, are around that cut line of 12th in the standings, whether being the cut line, being just below it, or being just above it. Session complete. Benjamin Snyder, 2nd pole on the season for him. That makes him, I believe, the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th different driver to have more than 1 pole here this season. Some drivers have 3. Snyder will join 5 other drivers that have 2 poles on the season, as he'll be leading us to green here tomorrow. Bishop will be alongside of him, the highest starting of our playoff drivers, 10th in points. Destin Bolin will start in row 2 with Nick Gunther, couple of playoff contenders there. A couple more playoff contenders behind them with Fogelman and Qualls, and then playoff contender Eric Sadler in 7th. Rest of the top 10 completed by non-playoff drivers with Chung, Keith Batson, and Joshua Osborne. Let's find out where the rest of our playoff drivers are going to start this race. Matt Haas, 16th of the 16 playoff drivers. Good starting track position for him tomorrow, as he'll be 12th. Summer Henson will be 17th. Michael Norman, 19th. Jack Mitchell in 20th. Levi McIntyre, 22nd. Looks like Hiccup Bush, who made his way in through Go or Go Home qualifying, going to start in 24th. We'll see where Langland qualified. Langland was... not Langland, Bryce Egan. He was 37th. I don't know why I was thinking that Langland was the one that qualified in. Apologies there. Rest of the playoff drivers starting outside of the top 25. Carson Gum, 30th. Ryan Brummer, 33rd. Nathan Ormond, 35th. Daniel Voiles in 36th. Way back will be Alexander Rowe in 38th, and he will be the furthest starting of our playoff contenders here tomorrow afternoon. Jesse Turner, Charles Sanford, Daniel Bouchard, Cole Deaver going to make up the rest of the field. Well, I'll tell you this much. Points are super, super close from about really 4th, 5th position down to 16th. I mean, anybody could easily point their way up into the top 12 or fall below the 12th and Saints cut line, depending on how the circumstances are tomorrow. Plus, bear in mind, if any of our 16 playoff drivers go to victory lane here tomorrow, automatically they're locked into the round of 12. Right now we're talking about points. Tomorrow we could be talking about a win and you're in scenario. So a lot of different things can take place. A lot of pieces can shift depending on the finishing results here when these drivers conclude this race weekend tomorrow afternoon. We'll have to wait and see how it all works out. But thank you all so much for tuning into this qualifying session. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Congratulations to Benjamin Snyder, as he is going to be your pole sitter for tomorrow afternoon's race. Later on this afternoon at 3, it's the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers here from Nashville Super Speedway, their middle race of the first round of their playoffs. And then tomorrow at 1, it is the Cup Series drivers here for their first elimination race of the season here in the playoffs. 16 drivers start, only 12 will be moving on. Who will they be? We'll have to wait and find out. But if you guys enjoyed this qualifying session, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe part of the crew today. We have shown you your full starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's event. We will see you guys then, or tomorrow after, or this afternoon, I should say, if you join us for the late series race. But until we see you guys next time, I'm Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, Offline Racing at its best.
The following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.